And we are back. I'm Kerry Lutz on 1590 WPSL. Are you as tired of chasing money as I am? Do you think that money brings strength and power? Well, think again. My next guest, Eson Crist, believes just the opposite. Ian, welcome to the Financial Survival Network.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So you have literally written the Holy Grail book.
Yes, I have.
And what are the top beliefs that generate prosperity?
Well, the top beliefs that generate prosperity is you have to have a mindset based in abundance rather than a mindset based in lack. The fact of the matter is that money follows power and strength. So therefore, if you are a powerful person and you exhibit characteristics of strength, money must follow you, as opposed to chasing money like a dog. Because if you chase money, you're never going to get it.
You know, it's funny you say that because I've done a number of business deals, and the ones that I chased and tried to make happen, it never worked out. The ones where I kind of think had the right attitude, the deals just seemed to work out with very little intervention from myself. And
Right.
that brings us to, how do you generate your own prosperity?
How do you generate? Well, you generate your own prosperity by generating your own strength and power first. You got to become a powerful person in your particular industry, or in your genre, in your field. So, if you're a powerful golfer, you're going to have the most amount of sponsorships. If you're a powerful trader and investor, you're going to be making the most amount of money in the market. So, you really need, in order to become a powerful person, you have to focus in on education and be educated with the correct information. Everyone can get an education, but it's a matter of knowing the right information on how things actually work. And so, things are really easy to do if you know the right information on how to do it. But if you don't have the right information, you're going to be frustrated for the rest of your life. So you have to be educated on the right information in order to, make the right decisions to become a powerful person.
So it all starts with investing in yourself and
Absolutely.
unlocking your power, which I guess every one of you out there has got, but you're not in contact with it. So what's the best way to connect with that part of yourself? I know you need education, but it comes down to attitude too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. A commitment and attitude, and you have to make a decision to make a change. And you have to make a decision, that you're not going to be, someone that's going to chase money for the rest of their lives, and because that's a form of weakness. If you're out there, chasing it, trying to find it wherever it is, that's really a form of weakness. And so you need to make a decision to do something about that, to really take a look at it and start doing things differently.
And you've applied these principles to your own life, haven't you?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
You're a master trader. Tell us how you evolved into this.
Yeah, so, I started out, teaching learning how to invest and trade, going to seminars, and I've spent, well over $50,000 in my education for trading over the last 20 years. And I've kind of run the whole gamut, there were times when I made a bunch of money, and there were times when I lost a bunch of money. But I realized that I had to go through the times of loss in order to find the times of gain. And it was really through, it's kind of like life. You have to go through the pain in order to find the happiness in life. You have to go through the sorrow to find the joy. And so I had to go through loss in order to find profits. And so as I did that, I evolved, and I realized that my learning curve had come full circle. I went from the very simple techniques all the way through to the very sophisticated, complex techniques, and then back to the simple ones again. And so since I came full circle in my career, I was able to adapt the simple techniques with the sophisticated techniques to come up with a trading strategy or methodology that actually works, and it works really well. And it's really funny because the truth is simple, and because it's so simple, it's powerful. Well, everything is really that way. Life is that way. Trading is that way. If it's simple, it's powerful. Warren Buffett doesn't have a very sophisticated trading strategy. He's a value investor. It's very simple. It's a very simple technique that he employs, and it's very profitable for him. So you don't need complicated, sophisticated techniques to make any money investing.
And obviously, there's a lot of people out there trying to sell a lot of things that will make you successful, that will help you succeed, that will bring you to the level that you want to be. How do you separate fact from fancy, the real legitimate systems that work from the ones that don't?
Well, first of all, 90% of the companies out there that teach people how to invest and trade only teach people how to trade a trending market, because that's really where the money is. But the fact of the matter of reality is that the market doesn't trend 100% of the time. It consolidates, at least 50% of the time, and trends for 50% of the time. So if you're only studying techniques that only work in a trending market, the best you can be right is 50% of the time. And if you're only right 50% of the time, chances are you're not going to be making any money. On top of that, your charts have two axes. It has price and time. 90% of the institutions out there only teach people how to do price analysis, how to look at the charts and read price, such as Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a price-based analysis. Nobody really talks about how to do time analysis, how to figure out when the market is going to move from a consolidating market to a trending market. When the market is going to turn up or when it's going to turn down. And so if you don't take time into consideration, and if you don't take consolidation into consideration, the best you can be right is really 25% of the time. No wonder everybody loses money investing and trading.
Yeah, and that's the truth. I mean, only the real pros seem to make money consistently. The guys, it used to be you needed a seat on the exchange. You needed to be on the floor of the exchange. Now, for all intents and purposes, there is no exchange. It's at your desktop, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, how smart do you have to be to do this? Do you need an advanced college degree?
No, you don't. And that's the beauty of it, is because the simple techniques are really the most powerful ones, and if you can hone those in and dial those in, you can make enormous sums of money just by using simple techniques, using simple trading strategies and methodologies. It doesn't have to be sophisticated. It doesn't have to be complicated. However, I do recommend, learning the sophisticated and the complicated techniques, to come full circle in your own education. So you can combine those with the simple ones to have a full comprehension of the market and what's going on. But realistically, I don't use sophisticated techniques when I invest, and it works out really well for me.
And what about controlling your emotions? Because it's normal when you've got money on the line, whether you're gambling or investing or whatever, when you see things happen that you're not expecting, when the price goes down and you thought it should go up,
Right.
and then you have to make a decision to take a loss. How do you help people do that?
Well, the easiest and best way to help yourself with trading on emotionality is to basically play with the house's money as fast as you can. So my goal is to basically double my money as fast as I can. And if I do that, I'm not playing really with my money anymore. I'm playing with the house's money. And so since I'm playing with the house's money, I have less emotional involvement with the losses that can occur in my account. And so what I do is I place a very small, let's say I think the market's going to go up. So I'll place a very small trade at the bottom of the downtrend, and I'm waiting for a reversal. If my reversal happens, great. I start adding to my position. And so that's really important, is because you want to build your winners. And if it's a loser, you just basically close it for a very small loss, okay? And then you try it again. And so you have very small losses. But if you have a winner, if you have a winner, what you're going to do is you're going to add to it, and you're going to keep adding to it and make it grow as fast as you possibly can. And so that's how we're able to compound our profits as quickly as possible.
Right. That's that old Jesse Livermore method. Your first trade is just testing the water, and then when you know you're right, you kind of pile in on it. And for those of
That's
you...
exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's why we have bubbles in society. That's exactly why we have bubbles, because people are compounding their profits as quickly as possible. And we are a bubble-based society. We've had bubbles since, the tulip bubble in 1631.
Oh, yeah.
Where a single tulip bulb sold for the cost of a home today, several $100,000 in today's dollar value. So, bubbles have occurred in the past and they will occur in the future. It's just a matter of being able to identify where they are and being able to capitalize on them accordingly.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been following this thing about Bitcoin, the online open digital currency, but I was in Las Vegas at a conference. A friend of mine said, buy Bitcoin now. It's $7 per Bitcoin. And now it just hit 130 something the other day. Then it got hacked, went down. But again, bubbles are as normal as humanity. And I think with the Federal Reserve's easy money policy, they're able to feed multiple bubbles at a time. So you just need to find the ones that are starting out and play them effectively, right?
Correct.
So
that's exactly right. And so that's what it's all about, is being able to identify where the bubbles are occurring. There's big bubbles and there's small bubbles, but being able to identify them and jump on them accordingly. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to compound your profits as fast as possible by adding to your position and building your position over time. Once you think it's reached the point of saturation, typically, 5 to 7 or, 5 to 9 waves up, that's when you're going to want to close all your positions at once and lock in all of your profits.
Sure. One thing I've done in the past is when I've got a stock that I've bought and it's gone up, it's doubled. Sometimes it goes up more than that because they go up fast. I sell off half of it, keep the other half, so I am playing on the house's money.
Correct. So that's called scaling out. So when you go all in, that means you're just buying one lot or one share, and then you go all out, you sell one lot or one share. If you scale in, that means you're buying incrementally over time and you're building the position. And when you scale out of your position, that means you're selling your positions incrementally over time. So that's what you do. You'd sell half your position, and then you would sell the other half, called a runner, at a later time to see if that runner is going to take off or whatever it's going to do.
Makes sense. Well,
I personally prefer to scale into my positions, so I buy incrementally as the trend goes in my favor, and then I close them all at the exact same time, and then I sit there and I wait for the next trend to occur, the next bubble to occur. And so half of my time is really focusing in on when the market is going to change from a consolidation market to a trending environment, and then I'll jump on it and I capitalize on it. So I'm not in the market 90% of the time. I'm only in the market about 25% of the time, capitalizing on the trend, and the remaining time is spent being able to identify where it's occurring and when it's going to happen.
That does make a lot of sense. So obviously, if you want to find out more, want to visit your website, and where do we go?
I have two websites. So if you want to get the book, the Holy Grail book, it's called holygrailbook.com. If you're interested in trading, in the trading educational course for Forex, stocks, and options, we have holygrailtraders.com.
Oh, excellent. Well, hey, we wish you the best of luck, and it sounds like your course really's got a lot of value, and it sounds easy, which is important, and not too costly, so that should work out well. Thanks again, and I'm Kerry Lutz on 1590 WPSL. Regal Assets. Did you know that you can use existing... You live in Florida just like me, and you know all about floods, tropical storms, and hurricanes. And you know that the key to surviving is preparation, which is why you should go right now to www.preparewise.com and order some emergency preparedness food now. I did, and I feel better knowing I have it. It's extremely inexpensive and makes so much sense. Did you see those people in New York, regular folks like you and I, dumpster diving? It just makes so much sense to be prepared, and the food tastes quite delicious. There's no chemicals, It's certified GMO-free, so there's no reason not to order. Go to the site now, preparewise.com. Make sure you use the code LUTZ, L-U-T-Z, and you'll get free shipping and, depending upon your order, a whole lot more. That's preparewise.com. Preparewise.com, it always pays to be prepared.